I'm going to move towards what you're more doing with CBT now, yeah? And something which is scary, and I have to say, guys, I have to see my face say this, but this is the center of black theology. Now, I'm like, you couldn't even say brown theology, you know? Say black theology. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this on the way. You know, black theology. Now, talk to us about that and what you're looking to do this weekend, and how you're going to be looking at this injustice, and what angles do you want to take it from a black theological viewpoint, you know what I mean, from the center of black theology, and what angle you're taking it by.
Well, George Floyd and his murder has been highlighted really what it's like to be black in America and here in Britain. And here in the UK, we have black majority churches, and we have black Christianity, and we have the experience of being black and being Christian. Being black and being Christian means that you are following a theology that has, for us, for many of us, has been very white dominated. So like we have white supremacy, where there is a dominance of whiteness and the privilege that goes with it, the Christianity that we have been taught and follow has a colour approach to it.
Yeah.
You could say it's colour blind, in that our experience as black people has been whitewashed. So when we talk about theology, in general, if it's normalized, it's a white theology. So just like then the need to talk about Black Lives Matter, it's also important to talk about black theology matters. Because from our black experience, that's how we experience God. So from a black experience, this is how we want to talk about God. Why is it then that when our parents came in the 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they had to create their own churches, why did they do that? It's because they experienced God in a way unique to their experience. So at Queen's Foundation, we have a centre called the Centre for Black Theology, and in many ways, it's theological education to enable people that come and do the training to be able to engage socially. So the George Floyd experience is the experience of facing discrimination and racism because of the colour of the skin. What does God think about that? And how would God expect us to deal with this right now? So again, theological education is for us to be mindful of who we are and mindful of who we can be, because it's a matter of accepting who we are as well and affirming ourselves and each other. So whether that be in our music and how we express it, because even thinking about the music itself, we have black gospel. Gospel music, Christian music is racialized.
Yeah.
Some would say it's not, but it's definitely racialized. Black gospel, CCM, and when we can talk about, you know, certain artists, I won't call names, and you know, and they like to partner with them, it's because of the success of white privilege that they, you know, they can be part of that. So a white artist got the privilege of being signed and having a fan base and having, if you like, the machinery of an industry behind them. We don't have that, do we, as black gospel artists, as black practitioners?
And you know what's crazy? If you said to me, the Centre of Black Theology, I will think it's a bunch of black monks set apart away looking at the Bible and just looking at it. But what you're talking about is actually, you guys are applying. I know you you can just imagine this picture, you know, it's like all these neo just focus on the Bible, but you're coming from a community applicable word that focuses, not only brings the Bible alive within our community, which is a breath of fresh air, sis, you know, because my struggle with the church, with the black-led church, is that we haven't been applicable to justice, well, injustices within our community, and the homelessness, the lack of jobs in our community. We're coming into a recession, you know what I mean? Let's be real. We're already behind everybody else, yeah? And just to give you a picture of myself, when I was growing up, yeah, we the biggest unemployment regime was young Afro-Caribbean guys, why are we still bottom of the pile? You know what I mean? And, you know, and there's so many reasons for that, but nobody wants to talk about the fact that basically 40 years later or 30 years later, we're still 50 years later, the children of the Windrush generation are still bottom of the pile to get jobs. You know what I mean? I'm talking to young men in their 20s saying that they only can hold down a job for 3 months and they've got to feed their kids, you know? But young men are in tears, mistreating their young partners because they are they're struggling, you know what I mean? And, you know, and this is real issues, you know what I mean? And when I look at church, they're just praising God, singing guitar tunes like it's applicable. The realness is like, you know, this is what we're kind of doing here. But so really appreciate what you're doing with CBT. Now, how can young people out there that love their hip hop, love the guy, just plug into this, because it sounds like it's just for the elders, but it's not for the elders. I know it is. So just end off and just tell us, you know, how can we get involved with CBT, man?
So the Centre for Black Theology at Queen's, it's there to give education in terms of postgraduate studies. Mm-hmm. We have a monthly Black Theology Forum, and we also organise events and conferences. So one quick way that people can tap into CBT at Queen's straight away is by attending the Black Theology Forum. And that happens essentially every last Thursday of the month. So I can give you the details for you to give to your listeners, mm-hmm. that they can be put on the mailing list. So whenever we have events, they can be a part of that, because we do embrace the idea of Black and Asian people being a part of that forum. And it's a space where we talk about ourselves. We're critical of ourselves, and it's there to affirm as well as to encourage, as well as really, you know, to help us to fix up. Because there's so much more we can and should be doing, but we need that encouragement and we need that endorsement of each other and affirmation of each other. We also do postgraduate studies, so anyone who's done a first degree and they like the idea of doing an MA or even a PhD in Black Theology, Queen's is the place to come. And I work alongside with Professor Robert Beckford, mm-hmm. and Dr. Valentina Alexander. Mm-hmm. And then we have a variety of other PhD scholars and church leaders who engage with the theological education. Brilliant. So to be honest, Roger, this is the way forward. Mm-hmm. Our first generation parents, they did what they can, mm-hmm. to plant churches and to get us to where we are. Mm-hmm. It's on their shoulders now that we stand. Yeah, and now it's about education. It's about affirming who we are, mm-hmm. and it's about learning who we are again, or in many cases for the first time. Who are we? Because there's so much to discover. There is so much to discover. Crazy. And this is a place that you can come and do that. So it's an exciting way to study for leaders of church and community.
Brilliant. No, that's fantastic, Dulcie. And like I said, man, like, guys, you know, I'm going to put some links in the description when I put these videos out on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm going to direct you over to the website and the platforms and so on. But we do appreciate that, you know, and this is what I love about God's system. And I'll just shout out to everyone. It's just like, you know, I always reflect to, I believe it's Elijah or Elisha when they went to Mount Sinai and they're shouting at God, God, I'm the only dude out here trying this thing. And you know what, still, yeah. And he says, hold on a second, who on earth you think you are? You know what I mean? There's a bag of people out there doing their thing and you don't know what they're doing, you know what I mean? And sometimes we can feel like we're the only people that's actually talking the talk, and realize that there's so many passionate people out there doing their thing. God's backing them 100, and it's coming to a season now where I believe we are coming together, yeah? And we are intermingling and actually shouting out even louder who we are. And I believe now more than ever, we have denied looking into the mirror for a long time as a community, and now we're looking in the mirror and seeing that yes, we are Black, you know what I mean, and we are proud.